This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by... Dave Ridley here, signing in for RidleyReport.com this September 20th, 2008. Very happy to be able to report some positive news about Manchester, New Hampshire police. Apparently, they intervened in defense of Free Stater Ryan Marvin after Secret Service agents tried to question him. Marvin is a Manchester resident. He says he was walking toward, or maybe past, Saturday's Barack Obama appearance. That was in Manchester's Veterans Park. I don't have very many details, but Ryan says when the Washington agents began questioning him, simply for being there, walking through, a Manchester policeman stuck up for him and essentially told the agents he was not a threat. Marvin says the agents were kind of just looking for anyone who was not, like, there for the event. I guess he was basically just either walking past it or kind of walking toward it like an interested bystander or something like that. That's why they talked to him, because he wasn't obviously a supporter. Ryan is somewhat famous, or maybe infamous, around Manchester as an open carry activist, but he says he was not open carrying a firearm at the time. Open carry, by the way, for those who don't know, means basically having a holstered pistol, and that's lawful in New Hampshire, and a fair number of people do it. Anyway, hats off to this unknown MPD officer for speaking up in Ryan's defense. Unfortunately, this news comes just as MPD is unleashing a string of counterproductive victimless crime arrests. They're back on their drug lord enhancing crusade to increase the value of narcotics. I realize that may not be their goal, but that's the result. According to the union leader, they set off non-lethal, premeditated explosions inside a heavily occupied Manchester apartment on Harrison Street. Neighbors, posting on unionleader.com, apparently did not like the occupants at all and welcomed the attack. However, at least 2 of the 3 arrests they were made that night were on narcotics charges. So apparently those 2 were not charged with harming or threatening anyone against their will. The 3rd charge is a probation violation, which could mean anything or nothing. All this expense and risk to innocence for victimless crime charges that simply strengthen the black market. A black market in narcotics the police helped create. Perhaps inadvertently, but nevertheless, they helped create it. Here's an ironic quote from MPD Chief David Mara. I don't know, I still don't know if I'm pronouncing it, if it's Mara or Mara, I forget. But anyway, he said, quote, "Tonight, a team of men in black is going to go to someone's neighborhood and kick down a door. It's unacceptable," unquote. You're right, Chief. Your victimless crime raids are unacceptable. If these dealers were selling to children, if they were harming or threatening others against their will, fine. But that's what needs to be the focus, not the drugs. So, some good and bad behavior coming from these men whose salaries we pay. By the way, comments on unionleader.com appeared to be evenly mixed about this raid. There were roughly 30 comments at least, maybe 40, with equal numbers supporting and opposing drug raids. This raid happened, I think, about 4 days ago. Anyway, this is Dave Ridley signing off from Manchester, New Hampshire this September 20th, 2008 for RidleyReport.com.
I don't know if you were aware of this or not, but there are some pretty scary things happening in this building, the State House in Concord, New Hampshire. Fortunately, there is the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance. They're fighting back, but they need your help. They offer free training. They offer courses, ways that you can learn how to be most effective in fighting for liberty inside the State House. Visit nhliberty.org to find out when the next class is. If you take it, you'll be a much more effective voice at stopping these folks from taking away your liberty. nhliberty.org